All right, guys. This week we're going to read a story finally and start applying concepts to the story that I'm going to teach. And the story we're going to read this week is The Dinner Party by Mona Gardner. And it's a classic. It's just 1.5 pages. It's a great story. And this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to kind of annotate while I read or talk like I would stop and talk in a regular classroom. So I'm going to put a red dot when I stop so you know. And you know where we stopped at and then where to start at. So here we go. The Dinner Party by Mona Gardner. The country is India. A colonel official and his wife are giving a large dinner party. They are seated with their guests, army officers and government attaches and their wives, and a visiting American naturalist. In their spacious dining room, which is a bare marble floor, open rafters, and wide glass doors opening into a veranda. A spirited discussion is sprung up between a young girl who insists that women have outgrown the jumping on a chair at the side of a mouse era, and the colonel who says they haven't. A woman's unfailing reaction in any crisis, the colonel says, is to scream. And while a man may feel like it, he has that ounce more of nerve controlling than a woman has. At last, and that last ounce is what counts. So let's stop here for a second and talk about the colonel. His views towards women are what a lot of men felt that day, that women were, scared. We were, scared of everything. The men should be the men. And, he's arguing his point that women are that way. Okay, so let's continue. The American does not join in the argument, but watches the other guest. As he looks, he sees a strange expression come over the face of the hostess. She is staring straight ahead of her, muscles contracting slightly. With a slight gesture, she summons the native boy standing behind her chair and whispers to him. The boy's eye widens, and he quickly leaves the room. So in that paragraph, the hostess is sitting there, and her muscles constrict tightly, like she's like, ooh, oh my God, what's going on? And she whispers somebody over, and his eyes widen when she tells him, and he quickly leaves. So we know something is going on that the rest of the party doesn't know about. So let's continue. Of the guests, none except the American notices this or sees the boy place a bowl of milk in the veranda just outside the open doors. The American comes to with a start. In India, a milk bowl means only one thing: bait for a snake. He realizes there must be a cobra in the room. He looks up at the rafters, the likeliest place, but they're bare. 3 corners of the room are empty, and in the fourth, the servants are waiting to serve the next course. There's only one place left: under the table. So he realizes there's a cobra in the room, and that's why the hostess kind of got nervous, and she was signaling the boy over, and he placed milk. Now, I don't know about you. Snakes are scary creatures to me. And thinking about what the colonel just said about women, what's going to happen if these people become aware that this snake is under the table? And it's not just a snake, it's a cobra. Something that strikes you will kill you. All right, so his first impulse is to jump back and warn the others. But he knows the commotion would frighten the cobra into striking. He speaks quickly, the tone of his voice so arresting that it sobers everyone. I want to know just what control everyone at this table has. I will count to 300. That's 5 minutes. And not one of you is to move a muscle, or those who move a muscle will forfeit 50 rupees. Ready? Now, he knows if he causes a commotion, snake's going to strike. So he makes up this game, and, they're talking about control, women control versus each other. So he thinks quickly, and he comes up with this game. 50 rupees is the form of currency they use in India. So just in case you were wondering, the 20 people sit like stone images while he counts. He is saying 280, and when out of the corner of his eye, he sees the cobra emerge and make for the bowl of milk. Screams ring out as he jumps to slam the veranda door safely shut. You were right, Colonel, the host exclaims. A man has just shown us an example of perfect control. Just a minute, the American says, turning to his hostess. Miss Wines, how did you know that cobra was in the room? A faint smile lights up on the woman's face, and she replies, because he was crawling on my foot. So think about the Colonel's comment about women and how we're screaming messes, and how ironic that happens. And she was the one who wasn't a screaming mess.